Hello fans from Wheelchair Gang, Tharries here, and welcome back to another one of these Reddit leak videos. Now I know I said that the last one would in fact be the last one, but this one was just too funny not to cover because this one completely contradicts everything we've talked about in the previous one. And while I wouldn't mind some of the things in this leak being true, they just contrast so heavily with what we know about the series already that I just think it's extremely unlikely. But before we get into this leak, if you could just do me a teeny tiny little favour, click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10k by the end of the year, and I honestly believe that with your support, we can make it happen. Thanks so much for the support on the channel recently, it's been insane, and let's get into the Reddit leak. I know you have no reason to believe me over any other leaker, but I have trusted sources close to the production who tell a very different story than what has recently been relayed in this subreddit, and I would just like to clarify a few things. Take it with a grain of salt if you must, but I have complete faith in my sources. Now immediately, as soon as people start saying that they have sources, I already have my suspicions. This is what I know. Contrary to recent reports, Chibnall will in fact be stepping down after Series 13. When this is confirmed, certain folks will no doubt spin it as a firing, but this has always been the plan. But I thought that he had a 5-year plan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 5 years does not go up to Series 13. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. I mean, I guess technically, if you count the gap years, then maybe, but I just don't think that's right. Chris signed on to tell a specific story across 3 series, and that story will reach its natural conclusion at the end of Series 13. But will it though? Because it feels like he's setting up a lot of stuff that probably won't be able to be wrapped up in 8 episodes. So again, this leak is just giving me all red flags, but let's carry on. I can see how the China deal might have caused some confusion, but Chris signed on for 5 years, not 5 series, with an understanding that he would be able to help the BBC find a suitable successor, and found him he has. Chris officially made the offer to Pete McTeague early last year. Now, I don't mean to be that guy, but this is the sort of thing that, let's just say, the less reliable sources of Doctor Who news have reported on for ages, and has not turned out to be true. This reeks of, oh, Chris is leaving and insert series here. Oh, Chris is leaving and insert series here. Basically a regurgitated rumour that happens basically yearly because people want him to leave. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of him as showrunner, but we can't will it into existence. It'll happen when it happens. The announcement of his appointment is currently due to be made in the spring, around the time of McTeague's new drama, The Pact, airs. See, another reason I don't buy this is that Stephen Moffat was announced to be stepping down in January of 2016, a year before his final series came out. So if this is supposedly Chibnall's final series, surely we would have heard something about his departure in 2020, no? Like his predecessors, the showrunner made it clear to the incumbent Doctor that he would want her to stay on for a series, but like Peter and David, Jodie has decided to leave with her showrunner and give the new production team a clean slate. However, Peter has made it clear that he would like her to return for the 60th anniversary, which he has pitched to the BBC alongside his plans for Series 14, to which Jodie expressed interest in returning should she be available when the special, okay, which I must again stress is still in very early stages of development, finally goes into production. This is a really poorly worded Reddit post. I hear that Pete's plans for the episode are very ambitious, with him planning on making offers to all of the new Who Doctors. Yeah, again, that seems like a fan's best case scenario, although he doubts that all 5 of them will accept. Nevertheless, it has been sold to BBC execs as the 5 Doctors to the Day of the Doctors, the 3 Doctors. I mean, that'd be cool to see in a modern context, but I think that's definitely wishful thinking. Now for some story details on Series 13. The opener is a 2-part story taking place in time frames like Spyfall, with the Sontarans plot spanning across present-day Liverpool and the Crimean War. Now that does fit with things that we've seen, but I guess any guy could sort of put 2 and 2 together, being as we've seen Sontarans in Liverpool and the Crimean War, you can sort of put those 2 together. There are 3 guest writers this series, with Ed Heim, Maxine Alderton and Pete McTeague all contributing scripts. The rest, the 2-part premiere, the 2-part finale and the subsequent festive special, are of course written by Chibnall. Now this would contradict the last rumour that said that there wasn't going to be a festive special due to COVID reasons, so we're getting very contradicting things. The 2-part finale wraps up the Timeless Child arc and sees the departure of Yaz, with Dan staying on an episode longer before exiting with Jodie in the festive special, rather than staying on for the 14th Doctor like the other rumour said. As is the tradition at this point, Chibnall is keen to bring back the first faces this face saw, in the form of a brief Ryan and Graham cameo as they bid farewell to the Doc, but this all depends on schedule. The series finale is intended to be epic in scope and scale, bringing back the Cybermasters and Sacha Dhawan's Master, as well as Captain Jack and the Fugitive Doctor, in a story that leans heavily on Gallifreyan lore. Rassilon and Tecteun will play into the proceedings as well as the Division, with viewers finally being given answers to many of their burning questions, although anyone who hopes to find out what lies beyond the boundary will end up disappointed. Chibnall has no desire to explain the Doctor's origin, which is fair enough, but then why make an entire arc about the Doctor's origins if you have no interest in exploring them? Like, that makes no sense to me. In fact, the mission statement of his era was to recontextualize the mystery surrounding the Doctor, never to diminish it. I feel like that was the plan around Lungbarrow and stuff like that, but that also sort of failed. This is part of the reason why he was hired in the first place. With all the heavy lore stuff out the way, the festive special is intended to be more personal and introspective tale. This episode will complete Chibnall's Dalek trilogy, with Jodie coming face to face with Davros, played by Julian Bleach. Parallels will be drawn between the Doctor and her archenemy, both having birthed mighty warrior races from their own cells. Jack Robertson will also return one final time in another antagonistic yet comedic role. Regarding the casting of the 14th Doctor, auditions are quietly underway, with the BBC primarily eyeing BAME actors for the role. They would prefer to cast another woman, but are open to casting a male person of colour. Series 14 is currently set to enter production early next year, with the intention to kick off the series on New Year's Day 2023. A huge marketing push will accompany the launch, with the anniversary being treated as a year-long event as opposed to the one specific day when the aforementioned special airs. The BBC are also seriously considering moving the series back to Saturdays, with the start of the new era, but this is subject to change. So yeah, there is everything I know. Believe it or don't, time will tell. I just don't think this is real. This reeks of, like, wishful thinking on the behalf of some people that aren't that most reliable. Like, the Saturdays thing has been rumoured for ages by people that I just don't believe. And so therefore I have a very hard time believing this one. It just seems like a best case scenario for somebody. But let me know what you guys think, whether you guys think this is accurate or not. Comment down below your thoughts and subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.